I don't know how I feel about this particular part. Like, it doesn't look like he's doing anything. It just literally looks like he's just standing there and just looking up. So I don't know that I'm sold on the effect of this one. Hey everyone, Andrew here, Melbourne Superman Super Fit Cosplay, and as you can see from my wardrobe change, it's time to continue on with my top 5 moments in the Superman movies, now starting with Superman Returns. So, Brandon Routh, of course. This was my first Superman movie in the theaters. Obviously, I grew up with the Christopher Reeve movies, but this is the first one that I was able to see on the big screen, and wow, I loved it. Like, is the script the best? Is it kind of boring? Maybe. Is there not enough Superman in it? Maybe. But you know what? Again, there's a special place in my heart for it. And I really love the way that Brandon Routh did this. Obviously, Superman Returns being a direct sequel from Superman 2. And, well, like a loose sequel, I think, more. So it was really interesting to see how this came to life. And, you know, I think my favorite part of that was the fact that it was a continuation of the Christopher Reeve story. And, you know, we got the music and we got sort of a similar feel and vibe. But here we go. Okay, so my top 5 Superman Returns moments. Number 5. Whoa. Number 5. The Action Comics #1 recreation when he saves Kitty. And, you know, he lands the car. I think it's just great imagery. I think this movie in and of itself has a lot of really awesome imagery in it. This was one of those things where I was like, that's really cool. That's a really cool image. I love the homage to it. And it was just really well done. It looked great. You never believed that this was a... I mean, it was practically done. So it was like you could see it. You had light hitting an object, and it was believable. Like, it looked great. Number 4, the Daily Planet rescue. So I'm talking specifically when he catches the Daily Planet... sort of, what would that be called? Like a statue? It's not really a statue because it's like I mean, I guess it is. The top of the Daily Planet, the feature artwork. What would you call that? Comment down below. Let me know. But I love that. I love when he catches it. You see Frank Langella just like looking at this as Perry White, just looking like, what do I do? And it's like, first of all, run, get out of the way. But then when he catches it and he just like, it's just that image, again, it's that image of him holding it up and then, you know, lightly putting it down. And it's just like, wow. That's Superman, dude. Like, that, say what you will about it, but that was a great image to see. Number 3, the elevator change. So he goes into the elevator, he's got his trench coat on, he's got his clothes on and everything, and then he just flies up, and the clothes just drop away, and you see him change into Superman, and you see the iconic costume, and it's just a really cool way of doing it. It's just like, it's always... this is creepy. This is going to sound creepy. It's really going to sound creepy, but it's not how I mean it. It's always interesting watching how Superman changes from Clark to Superman rather than just seeing like a shirt open and then the next scene he's Superman. Like, I like the revolve, or I like the transition when he's running in Superman 2, or this with the elevator. It's a lot of fun. Like, it's cool to see different ways that they can do this rather than just the classic gonna change him in a telephone booth, or gonna get him in a closet and we're not gonna see it. He's just gonna come out as Superman. So I like this visual. Number 2, the ocean rescue. So basically when Richard, Lois, and what's the kid's name? What's the kid's name? Clark Jr.? No, it's definitely not. Kal-El Jr.? Definitely not. Ricky? No, that's Superman 3. What's the kid's name? Comment down below. Let me know. I really can't remember. Doesn't matter. All right. Anyway, they've been trapped in this. I think it's like the galley in the ship, and you can see like the music. And it's like Descension, and you see this ship going down. You can see them looking up through the window. And then all of a sudden you hear that and you hear that music and you know what's happening. You know what's about to happen. Superman's there to save the day, and you see him lift this thing up out of the water, and he's just like looking up. And I don't know how I feel about this particular part. Like, it doesn't look like he's doing anything. It just literally looks like he's just standing there and just looking up. So I don't know that I'm sold on the effect of this one. I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it that doesn't necessarily sit right with me. But the entire sequence and the idea of it, I absolutely love it. I love the music. I love how he does it. I love the rescue in general. Honorable mention, lifting the kryptonite continent. Whoa. Like, Superman is just recovering from having the crap kicked out of him and getting stabbed in the ribs with this piece of kryptonite, and he's now flying, and he lasers down into the ocean to like dig a hole for himself so he can get far enough underneath this thing to lift it up. And then you see him lift up this thing, and it's just like you see the struggle in his eyes, and he's just going, and he knows he's like, this is probably going to kill him, but he's like, I need to do this because this is going to benefit the world. And then you see him push it away into space. You see his hands and how messed up they are. And you just see sort of the life leave his eyes, and then he just falls. And it's just a really brilliantly done little sequence, and I really, really enjoy it. It just shows you the power that this guy has, which is great. Number 1, the entire plane rescue in the first scene, which is called Rough Flight on the soundtrack, into the baseball stadium ending. I love it. The only thing I don't love about this scene is like the reveal of his S. It's just so nonchalant, like he's just running in the street, dun dun dun, or dun dun, I think is the beat it happens on. And it's not, there's no fanfare, it's not like they don't make it a thing, and I feel like they should have made it a thing. This is the first time we're getting a Superman movie in like 20 years. They should have made this a bigger deal. But I love that entire sequence. I love the effects of it. I love him, you know, with the plane. You see his, you know, he flies past the window, and you see Lois sees him for the first time, and she's got that, whoa, he's back kind of thing. It's like, but I'm in disbelief. You see his boots on the plane. You see everything. Like when the wings are flying toward him, and he's trying to get this thing to stop, and then he finally gets it, and he stops on the baseball field, and you can see the impact of it. The impact waves go through the fuselage of the plane, which is really a cool touch. Culminating with him showing up, the crowd is silent, and then all of a sudden it's just like, Superman, Superman. I've talked about this before. It's such a magical moment, such a great return for the character of Superman Returns, obviously. So I loved it. I love that moment. So those are my top 5 moments for Superman Returns. We're gonna go now. We're gonna head away from the original sort of stylists of it. So I could argue that even Superman Returns is still part of the Reeve universe, but now we're going to completely go into the Snyderverse. So catch us next time. We're going for the Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, Zack Snyder. I'm really looking forward to talking a little bit about my favorite moments on that one. So look, if you've liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notifications bell, ding ding. Catch me at Melbourne Superman on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.